Alright guys, welcome back to the channel once again, and today I'm going to tell you about the SAS files, and this is the preprocessor of CSS. So today we're gonna talk about that, and I'll show you how to write the CSS in SCSS files. So you can see I have two windows open in my VS Code. One tab is this one where I will write the React code like JSX code, and one tab in which I will write my SCSS code, and whatever the response would be, we're gonna see on this page. This is login container, so this thing I have written from here, you can see. So we're gonna edit this thing and we're gonna implement the SCSS thing inside of this. So let me tell you about that little bit. So SCSS is a kind of very big implementation of CSS, and inside of that you can use variables, you can use functions. Like in SCSS, we do say that things make sense, but we can use kind of function, kind of scenario is there, so we can use that, and also we can loop the CSS variables over there. So it's a lot of stuff that we can do, and it makes us easy to write the CSS into that. And also we can do nesting inside the CSS file. So I'll show you step by step. First thing, we're going to create the variable into that, and then I'll show you how to do nesting. If there's multiple child components inside a component, so you can do nesting. So let's start and let's write the code. So let me show you first. So this is the login container. So what I will do, so I'm using S3 tag. So what I will do, I will just write S3. Okay. So apart from this SCSS, there are some more CSS preprocessors like LAS and SASS and some other stylus and all the things. So there are some other preprocessor as well. So I'm just going to tell you about the brief overview, because into the SAS and SCSS, not much difference, only the difference of syntax. So don't worry about that. So I'm just going to type a color equals to red. So it's gonna make the color of this header red. So you can see, oh, let's go. Okay, so you can see header color gonna be red. And what I'm going to do, okay, wait a second. So I'm just going to create a div just after this. Okay, so class name would be um, div1. Okay, and now I'm going to create div2. And this class name div2. Okay, and now I'm going to put this header variables, header element inside this child div. Okay. And let's give the class to this header as well. So class name would be like h3 tag. Okay, and h3 tag. Okay, this. Okay, so you can see this is the S3 tag that is written, and it will be like it will be apply on all of the S3 tag, that S3 tag class, that if I have multiple elements like this inside this div. So control Z. So if I will type multiple S3 element like this, so this tag will apply on all of these S3 tags. Okay, so you can see, and let's suppose if I have to apply this class only on this element, not on other these other S3 tag elements, only on this S3 tag element. So how will I do that? So I will comment it out. Okay, and what I will do, I will just type div1. Okay, open the bracket. Now I will type div2, because div2 is the child element inside this div1, so I can write it like this. And now I will type h3 tag, and then I will make it color green. Okay, so Let it be like this. We won't touch this and just see the response. So you can see first one is going to be blue and other S3 tags are looking red. Okay, so by doing this, you can separate the elements color and elements CSS behavior. So if you want to do something like that, so you can also do that. So let's suppose I'm just going to put this inside a variable. So what I will do, I'll create a variable like this. Color one equals to green. Okay, sorry, not this one, and I will type it, and now I will use the color one variable over here. Control chat, control V. Okay, so this color one variable I will use it over here, and now I will use it dollar color two red, and just make this thing after this variables. Okay, and now apart from red I will type dollar color two. Okay, so you will see the same response, but we can assign this variable in a separate file and we can import that file into this file and we can use the variable from there. So that's the thing also we can do that. So you can see response is same. There's no any difference. Okay, so you can see there's no any difference. This is the how you can use the variables into this. And let's suppose you have to create some mixes. Like there's a some bunch of CSS that you want to apply that CSS some couple of places or more than couple of places. So how will you do that? So let's create a mixin. Okay, mixin name would be like center align. Okay, and write the CSS like normally we use every time display flex, justify content center, align item center. So if we apply the CSS everywhere, so normally we use this kind of things for centering the element. So what I'm going to do, I'm just put this, let me correct the spelling over here. Align. Okay, now I will just copy this name and I will put it over here. So at the rate include, and I will put the name over here. So it's gonna centralize my uh, inner child container inside there. So you can see the child container of that div is centralized over here. Sorry, centralized. Okay. So inside the div one, there's a div two tag. Inside the div two tag, there's a S3 tag. And if I will put these S3 element as well inside this, so see the response. I'm gonna tell you. So you can see all the HTML elements is display flags. So what display flags does, I have already, I think, uh, given the introduction about these things, what display flex does. But let me tell you again. So it's flex all the element into the same line. So that's why all the S3 tags are coming into the same line. But you can see, and it's coming into the center right now. If I will remove this thing, if I will comment it out, so you can see only one S3 tag over here. Okay, so let me tell you some more things into this. So we have learned variables, we have learned mixin. Also, you can pass the variables inside this mixin. So let's suppose you have dollar var one, comma dollar var two. Okay, and you want to pass a variable from here. So what you will do, and you need to use that color. Let's do dollar var one and padding. Okay, padding dollar var two. Okay, so var two will have the padding and var one will have the color. So what we gonna do, we're gonna pass the dollar color one from here. Okay, and the padding gonna be uh, 2 rem. Okay, and now let's see what we are getting the response. Okay, so if I will inspect this and if we see the changes, okay, so if we see the changes into a div 1, so you will see we are getting the color green that is coming from here, color 1, and we are getting the padding 2 rem. So you can, when I'm hovering over the div 1, so you can see I'm getting the padding borders. So you can see the padding is 2 rem. So green, the green border you can see that is the padding. So I'm having the padding of 2 rem. So that's how I can also use that mixin part as a function that I can create. And one more thing that I want to tell you, like how to import the styling from one file to another file. So I hope you guys know if you have been deeply worked into the CSS, but let me show you. So I'm just going to create one more file over here, color.scss. Okay, and I will define these variables color1, color2 inside this. Okay, and what I will do, I will just do add the rate import dot slash color.scs. Okay, and I will remove this thing. Okay, and now we also need to use this semicolon over there, otherwise it's gonna throw the error into the next line, so that's why. And let's reload the page that we are getting the same behavior or not. So you can see, let's reload. So you can see we are getting the same behavior over here. And if I reload, if I inspect this, so you can see inside the div one, I'm getting the color green. Okay, into the h3 tag, I'm getting color green. And because this color is green is inherited from the div one, so I'm getting the green. And you can see s3 tag is color red, so I'm not using that because we have already inherited this color. So here inside the s3 tag, I have put the color green, so that's why color green is coming. And if I will put this color 2, so it's gonna be red over there. So my variables are inside this file, and whatever I'm using inside this file. So that's the thing. So I already told you like how to use make sense variables and functions. And I'm not going to make this video longer, so what I will do, I'll in the next video I'll tell you about the each function.